Hola! Today we are going to be learning how to conjugate irregular stem changing verbs. First, I'm going to introduce E to IE stem changers. Before conjugating, it's necessary that we review the regular endings, as they will aid us in conjugating. For AR verbs, the endings are o, as, a, amos, and an. For ER and IR verbs, the endings are o, es, e, emos, imos, en. When conjugating, you will change both the stem and the ending. First, let's start with the verb pensar, which means to think. It's an AR verb and an E to IE stem change. Now, let's go over how to conjugate. First, yo pienso, I think. The E in pensar changed to IE, and I stuck with the same endings for AR verbs. Next, tú piensas, you think. Again, I changed the E to an IE in pensar, and I attached the ending for AR verbs. Following this pattern, él, ella, usted piensa. The E changed to IE, and I used the ending for AR verbs in the él, ella, usted form. Now, nosotros pensamos. This is special because nosotros does not change. The rule of E to IE does not apply here. Thus, we will attach the same ending with no stem change. Finally, following the pattern of the previous verbs, ellos, ellas, ustedes piensan. Now let's try a second example, entender, which means to understand. It's an ER verb and an E to IE stem change. The pattern of conjugating entender is the same as pensar. Yo entiendo, I understand. The E changes to IE and the ending stays the same for ER verbs. Tú entiendes, the E changes to IE. Él, ella, usted entiende. Nosotros entendemos. Here, the verb does not change its stem. It only changes the ending for ER verbs. And finally, ellos, ellas, ustedes entienden. They understand. Now, here's a quiz to test your mastery of this subject. Fill in the blanks with the best form of the conjugated verb. The answers are entiendo y pensamos. Hola profesora, yo no entiendo la lección y pensamos que hoy es fabuloso. Entiendo is the yo form of entender, and pensamos is the nosotros form of pensar. Remember, nosotros form does not have a stem change. Now we will learn about E to I stem changers. Let's start with the verb pedir, which means to ask. It's an IR verb and an E to I stem changer. Let's start with the conjugations. Yo pido, I ask. The E changed to I in pedir, and I used the regular IR endings. Tú pides, again, the E changed to an I, and I attached the regular ending. Él, ella, usted pide. Nosotros pedimos. This is special because the E does not change to the I. The nosotros form does not change. And finally, ellos, ellas, ustedes piden. They ask. Now let's try another example with the verb servir, which means to serve. It's an IR verb and an E to I stem change. Now let's conjugate. Yo sirvo, I serve. The E changed to an I, and I attached the regular IR endings. Tú sirves, you serve. Él, ella, usted sirve. Nosotros servimos, we serve. Note that here nosotros does not change and the E still says E and does not change to an I. Finally, ellos, ellas, ustedes sirven, they serve. It's important to note that the E to I stem changers most happen in IR verbs. Ahora hay una prueba. Completa la frase con la respuesta correcta. Las respuestas correctas son sirve y pide. El cliente pide por el bistec. The customer asks for the steak. Y el camarero sirve el bistec. The server serves the steak. Finally, let's learn O to UE stem changers. Primero, vamos a empezar con el verbo dormir, which means to sleep. It's an IR verb and an O to UE stem change. Now let's conjugate. Yo duermo. I sleep. The O in dormir changed to UE and I attached the regular IR ending. Tú duermes. You sleep. Again, the O changed to UE and I added the regular ending. Él, ella, usted duerme. Nosotros dormimos. Nosotros is special because the O did not change to UE and I added the regular ending as usual. Finally, ellos, ellas, ustedes duermen. They sleep. Now let's talk about our final verb, recordar, which means to remember. It's an AR verb and an O to UE stem change. Now that we've got the hang of things, let's go over this quickly. Yo recuerdo. The O changed to UE and the ending stayed the same. Tú recuerdas. Él, ella, usted recuerda. Nosotros recordamos. There was no stem change for the nosotros form. Y ellos, ellas, ustedes recuerden. Finalmente, hay una prueba. Completa la frase con la respuesta correcta. Aquí están las respuestas. Dormimos y recuerda. Nosotras dormimos por 5 horas. We sleep for 5 hours. La madre recuerda hacer la cama. The mother remembers to make the bed. Gracias por ver mi video. Espero que te ayude. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this, and give this video a like. Adios!